you know, you think about society, you think about history repeating itself. You know, at the turn of the last century, it was industrial boom. The turn of this century, we had a technological boom. All right, so it starts to take hold, and people start to adapt to these technologies. You know, before it was automobiles and such, and now it's cell phones and smart cars and whatever. But then you're going to slide into a depression, and we're seeing that now. Okay, so now you're going to get into a depression, and then you're going to add social contagions. Right now, before it was alcohol and heroin, you know, like over-the-counter stuff, morphines and stuff. Now, and it was Chinese with the opium dens and Chinatowns and whatever in the cities. And then you get into the Roaring 20s, where society just goes ape shit. You get one half of society is going to God because they can see the chaos and they need something to cling to. So they're going to God and law, and they're clinging to the Constitution because they need some sort of foundation, something to ground them, because society's going crazy. So you had the Roaring 20s with the flappers and the speakeasies and jazz, and everything starts coming out of that. And it's a very celebrated time because it was a time for change. Okay? It was a time for people to let loose of their frustrations, of their confines, of their job, of their church, of their government. Now, we're seeing that again with the whole alphabet mafia movement, and people are going crazy again. All right, you know, they're mutilating themselves and others for, and you know, they're just having wild, I don't know if they are, but I could imagine their parties must get pretty crazy if they're engaging in psychedelic drugs, you know, a lot of marijuana, and you know, and alcohol on top of that. So you could understand that they would probably get pretty decadent or deviant or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, history is repeating itself again. I don't know why nobody's looking at this and saying, well, yeah, we have to understand history so we don't repeat itself. Well, the way I see it, history is repeating itself. So we're looking at another 10 years, at least another 8 years of this before society and government and society grabs the government and says, listen, you know, it's getting a little ridiculous. We need to get back to basics and become a very conservative country again. And let's get this wheel moving. Let's get people working. Let's get people sobered up. And we'll call it a day. You know, we'll move forward from there. All right. So that's probably going to happen around 2030. All right. And hopefully we don't get into another world war, but it looks like that the world's at war in some part of the country anyway. You know, we have a thing with Russia and Ukraine, We have the Chinese, killing their own people. We have, and during World War II, we had, the Japanese killing the Chinese and enslaving Chinese people. We had, we had the whole European conflict. But before that, we had, Germany invaded Poland. So you can look at Russia invading the Ukraine like Germany invading Poland, where, Russia's just going to turn into a power-hungry state and take over, and try to take over that whole part of the world. Or, and then you can look at China, oppressing and killing their own people, and what's happening over in Israel, and what's happening in the Middle East. We have all of these little conflicts going on where societies are being oppressed. In the Middle East, they're doing it. They're killing their own people. Women's rights, just human being rights. I mean, I don't even think we should be splitting the men and women anymore. Since you want to group us all into one, then let's just call us human beings or Homo sapiens, something that just dignifies that we're a presence and that we have purpose. Something that gives you an embodiment. Now, you're a human being. Yeah, okay, you're a human being. Great. However you want to identify yourself, great, you're a human being. But, I just want to get back to history and how I see it's repeating